Bloodborne is one of Hidetaka Miyazaki's greatest creations, seamlessly intertwining gameplay and narrative. The blood your character absorbs and insight your character gains directly shape the game's themes, making the gameplay itself part of the lore, a sacred text or philosophical puzzle waiting to be unraveled. Over the years, lore hunters and theorists have connected Bloodborne's world to Christian theology, cosmic horror and even biology. At its heart, Bloodborne revolves around a cosmic struggle between two Great Ones, the Moon Presence, also known as Flora, and Oedon, the Formless Great One, with the hunter caught in between. This is not just a war for power, but a battle for reproduction and dominance, making it fundamentally sexual in nature. Well, you see, Oedon, the Formless Great One, is described in the game's lore as lacking physical form, existing only as a voice. The Formless Oedon Rune states, a secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Byrgenwerth. The Great One Oedon, lacking form, exists only in voice, and is symbolized by this rune. Those who memorize it enjoy a large supply of quicksilver bullets. Human or no, the oozing blood is a medium of the highest grade, and the essence of the Formless Great One. Both Oedon and his inadvertent worshippers surreptitiously seek the precious blood. From this we understand that Oedon is formless, yet deeply connected to blood. More importantly, like all Great Ones, Oedon desires a child. This is confirmed by the description of the third umbilical cord found on Ariana's child. Every Great One loses its child, and then yearns for a surrogate, and Oedon, the Formless Great One, is no different. To think it was corrupted blood that began this eldritch liaison. Both Ariana's pregnancy and Queen Yarnum's tragic fate suggest that Oedon impregnates women, be they human or Pthumerian, in an attempt to create an heir. However, these offspring never survive or develop properly. Oedon's daughters become grotesque abominations, and his son with Queen Yarnum remains formless, much like Oedon himself. More importantly, Oedon's corrupted blood, first used by the Pthumerians and later by the Healing Church, becomes the root of the scourge of the beast. This affliction spreads through Yarnum, transforming its inhabitants into bloodthirsty monsters. Thus, the very blood that fuels Yarnum's healing practices is, in essence, Oedon's blood, spreading his influence and fueling the cycle of madness and transformation. On the opposite end of this cosmic conflict stands the Moon Presence, which we can interpret as feminine in nature. While her role in the game is more subtle, her motives become clearer once you unlock the childhood's beginning-ending. Throughout the game, the Moon Presence remains an enigmatic force, only truly revealing herself at the end. However, certain statues scattered across Yarnum seem to depict her, hinting at a silent, looming presence. At the ending, it becomes evident that the Moon Presence manipulates you, the hunter, to eliminate her strongest adversaries, particularly the kin and other Great Ones. She does this for two reasons: to amass power through the blood echoes you, the pale blood hunter, offer her via the doll, which is a creation gifted to Gurman by the Moon Presence. 2, more importantly, to eradicate all children of Oedon, as she knows they pose a direct threat to her existence. This is why the Moon Presence works to thwart Oedon. You may wonder, why would a child of Oedon be so dangerous to her? Well, as we see in childhood's beginning, once the hunter overcomes the Moon Presence, they ascend into a Great One. She understands that an offspring of Oedon holds the power to surpass and ultimately eliminate her, which is why she seeks to destroy them before they can rise. Wait, does this mean the PC hunter, the one we play, is a child of Oedon? Well, to understand this, we first need to determine who the hunter truly is. And how do we learn the most about them? Through two gameplay mechanics: blood echoes and blood vials, and the accumulation of insight. The use of blood as a means to regain health and grow stronger is closely tied to Lawrence, the Byrgenwerth scholar who founded the Healing Church. His philosophy revolved around the idea that blood, particularly that of the Great Ones, could grant immense strength and bring humanity closer to divinity. Insight, on the other hand, is linked to Master Willem, the founder of Byrgenwerth. Willem rejected blood in favor of knowledge, believing that true transcendence could only be achieved through deep understanding. However, we know that both paths lead to ruin. Those who embrace blood ministration eventually succumb to the curse of the beast, becoming monstrous. Likewise, those who pursued too much insight lost their sanity, or in Willem's case, transcended into a near catatonic snail-like state. The hunter wields both blood and insight, madman's knowledge, to their advantage. For us as players, blood echoes and vials are tools for growth and survival, while insight subtly alters the world and increases difficulty in various ways. What's particularly intriguing is that the hunter is seemingly immune to the dangerous side effects of both blood and insight. Unlike the Armenites, who succumb to the scourge of the beast, and the scholars, who descend into madness, the hunter remains unaffected. But why? The answer likely lies in the bloodline of the player's character. I believe the hunter originates from Cainhurst, and is a descendant of the Cainhurst nobles. While speculative, this theory aligns with in-game narrative clues. The game explicitly states that the PC hunter hails from distant lands outside Yharnam. Furthermore, they receive a personal invitation to Cainhurst, suggesting a connection to its bloodline. Of course, this last point is debatable. Alfred implies that Cainhurst's invitations were distributed throughout Yharnam, but the possibility remains compelling. The Cainhurst nobles and Hamwick inhabitants are widely believed to be of Pthumerian descent, evident in both their physical traits and arcane abilities. The Chalice dungeon suggests that the Pthumerians were once superhuman, having evolved through blood ministration, which eventually led to ascension. However, this power came at a price: the Scourge of the Beast. The ailing lore in Chalice confirms this. The tragedy that struck this ailing land of Lorne is said to have its roots in the Scourge of the Beast. This implies that Yharnam's fate is not unique. The same horrors unfolded long ago in Pthumerian society. The game reinforces this cyclical nature by stating that when the red moon hangs low, the line between man and beast is blurred. Furthermore, it establishes a direct link between the arrival of the Great Ones and reproduction. When the Great Ones descend, a womb will be blessed with a child. This suggests that the Scourge of the Beast is intrinsically tied to reproduction, marking a repeating cycle of transformation and horror. During the Pthumerian era, Queen Yharnam became pregnant, but in the present, as the PC hunter walks the streets of Yharnam, Ariana also becomes pregnant. Ariana's origins point to Cainhurst, as seen in her attire and the forbidden blood, a trait shared by all Cainhurst nobles. This suggests that the Great Ones are particularly drawn to women with Pthumerian blood. From what we see in the game, Queen Yharnam, Ariana, and even the impostor Yosefka were impregnated by Oedon. This implies that only women of Pthumerian descent are capable of bearing a Great One's child. But these pregnancies never result in a true heir. Female offspring become grotesque abominations, and male offspring are formless, much like Oedon himself. This repeated failure in Great One reproduction highlights a fundamental truth. No Great One can successfully reproduce, at least not in the way they desire. But what about Anneliese of Cainhurst? Despite being immortal and of Pthumerian descent, she does not become pregnant during the night of the hunt. We know that Anneliese seeks a foul blood heir, a child of blood. And she understands that Great Ones cannot naturally reproduce, which is where the PC hunter comes into play. Anneliese pursues an unorthodox path to obtain a child, one that does not rely on the Great Ones, but on her own means. I believe the PC hunter hails from Cainhurst, arriving in Yharnam for blood ministration. The forbidden Cainhurst blood within their veins counteracts the healing church's blood, preventing them from succumbing to the Scourge of the Beast or the madness of excessive insight. This unique bloodline also enables them to enter the Hunter's Dream and grow stronger through Flora's Dole, a direct link to the Moon Presence. Throughout Yharnam, notes urge seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. But what if pale blood isn't something to be found, but something the hunter already possesses? I believe that pale blood is the very essence within the hunter, granting them immunity to both beastly affliction and the insanity brought by insight. Supporting this, Yosefka explicitly refers to the hunter as pale blood, and a note near her clinic emphasizes that finding pale blood is key to transcending the hunt. Even the messengers, eerily pale, seem to recognize the hunter in a way no one else does. Could this suggest something deeper? Perhaps a connection to white blood cells in human biology, serving as a defense against infection? The Formless Oedon is well aware of the threat posed by Flora, the Moon Presence. To counter her, he seeks to father a child, knowing that impregnating the Moon Presence would lead to her demise. However, being formless, Oedon cannot do this himself, which is why he needs a vessel. The hunter carries and transfers the blood of infected humans, those who, after succumbing to the Scourge of the Beast, bear the tainted blood of the Great Ones. Every time the hunter slays these beasts, they absorb blood echoes, a fusion of human and Great One blood. And who seeks these blood echoes? The Dole, a creation of Flora, the Moon Presence. This strongly suggests that through the Dole, Flora feeds on the very echoes we provide her, making humans unwitting hosts in this ongoing cosmic struggle. If the Scourge of the Beast originates from Oedon's blood, then paradoxically he strengthens the Moon Presence, as she feeds off the blood echoes gathered from his influence. In spreading corruption across Yharnam, Oedon unknowingly empowers his greatest rival. Oedon is formless, so how did the ancient Pthumerians and Yarmanites come into contact with his blood? There must have once been a way to receive it. Perhaps Oedon transcended beyond physical form, or maybe he transmits his blood through intermediaries, such as the amygdala creatures. One amygdala looms over the Oedon chapel, hinting at a possible connection. Furthermore, the unraveling rune bears a striking resemblance to an amygdala's face, reinforcing their link. The amygdala boss in the Nightmare Frontier also has an intriguing backstory. one that mirrors the PC hunter's own journey in the hunter's dream, suggesting that these creatures play a larger role in the cosmic hierarchy. So, both Flora and Oedon use the hunter. However, they also underestimate the pale blood hunter. We know that the hunter serves the moon presence, gaining power in exchange for blood echoes while eliminating her rivals, other great ones. However, what neither Flora nor Oedon anticipates is that the hunter is not merely a tool, but a force of their own, one that ultimately surpasses both of them. Through insight, accumulated strength via blood echoes and the 3/3 umbilical cords, the hunter turns the tables. And in the childhood's beginning-ending, they impregnate the moon presence. What? Flora's shock and agony reveal the significance of this event. She never saw it coming. The ritual is her undoing, for it merges two powerful essences. One, Oedon's blood, absorbed through the beast the hunter has slain, collected as blood echoes, and offered to the doll, Flora's conduit. And two, Flora's own blood, now appropriated by the hunter. By absorbing this newly fused blood, the hunter ascends into a great one, carrying the combined essence of Oedon, Flora, humans and Pthumerians. Mastering the balance between inside and blood, along with her own pale blood, the hunter achieves true transcendence, surpassing both divine and mortal limitations. In doing so, they become the child of both Oedon and the moon presence, while also embodying the fusion of Pthumerian and human bloodlines, a true Cainhurst descendant. This completes the cycle, the balance between inside and blood, Oedon and Flora, Pthumerian and human. Oedon's pursuit of the precious blood likely refers to pale blood, the very essence the hunter carries. Thus the hunter is not simply searching for pale blood, they are the pale blood hunter, the one who embodies it. In conclusion, the hunter acts as a vessel, carrying the blood that originates from Oedon through the scourge of the beast, and ultimately uses this essence, along with the umbilical cord, to impregnate the moon presence, bringing the cosmic cycle to its climax. Now look closely at the Formless Oedon Rune. Its design suggests three figures, one central flanked by two, resembling the biblical Trinity, the Father, the Son and the Holy Ghost. This can be interpreted in two ways. One, Oedon at the center, with Flora, the moon presence, and the hunter on either side. Or two, the ascended pale blood hunter at the center, standing between Oedon and Flora, embodying their combined essence. The second interpretation seems most fitting, as the hunter transcends their role, becoming something entirely new. The blood of the father, Oedon, the blood of the mother, Flora, and the hunter as the mediator. This fusion births the ascended pale blood hunter, a great one in their own right. Taking it further, the hunter serves as a metaphor for sperm, pale blood itself, traveling from Oedon, male, to Flora, female, culminating in fertilization. This aligns with the game's title, Bloodborne, born from blood. At its core, Bloodborne is a cosmic, eldritch mating ritual, where Oedon and the moon presence unite to create a new great one.